Transportation is the backbone of any city. It is important for the administration to access key insights into better planning of roads, expansion of networks, and enable the transportation of the future. Here we present you the London Commute experience, a deep dive into road safety, tubes and cycle usage, bus performance, and live tutor data analysis. We can see on the home page is a summary of our results. The red ones are the ones that need to be acted upon. For example, the maximum number of accidents occur between 1600 to 2000 hours. There is an 87% increase in fatal or serious accidents from 2014 to 18. There is good news as well. There is an up to 75% surge in cycle usage for June and July every year. We expect this to be related to the onset of summers and also the tourism industry. Let's deep dive into the accident data to find further analysis. Here we can find the people killed or seriously injured on a borough level. So I can choose my boroughs and I can see what were the modes of transportation people were traveling in. Also, the age and gender distribution of the casualties that were involved. A summary result of how many people were killed and how many were seriously injured. I can in fact do this comparison for 5 years and get this fast response UI to work very well. An interesting insight is for the borough of Hillingdon, where I see there is a large proportion of accidents that happen actually due to car. Next, we look at this information on a geographical geocluster map and further go to take a look at each accident that happened. For example, on this accident, there was one person that was killed. It happened on 7th October 2014 at this time at this location. And this message can be displayed for each of the accidents. We can do this analysis for 2014 or compare it with another year. For example, 2017 over here. Next we move to deciding how the other factors are related to accidents. For example, how do accidents behave with days or with time or in fact with weather? Well, look, most number of accidents are occurring when the weather is fine. And over here it is with related to which boroughs account for the highest number of accidents. Our observation over 5 years tells us that 11% of the accidents are occurring in Westminster and Lambeth. Now let's move to the tube data. Here we see which boroughs have got a high level of usage over a period of 5 years. So for example, we can see that the city of Westminster is moving slowly to a higher number of people adopting tube usage. This is a positive sign that people are accepting to use the public transportation. Similarly, we have got a station congestion data to find the top busiest stations in the city of London. Here we can compare the data for weekend versus weekday. For example, at King's Cross station, the amount of load is very high. Now we move to assess the bus performance data. This is a live streaming data which we gather from Kafka and then generate this plot. The plot tells that a bus is expected to arrive every 4 minutes. However, the actual performance of its arrival is displayed by the red line. Here you can see that the bus is actually arriving a bit early, which is fine, but when you move throughout the day, the bus starts to be late. Perhaps the traffic conditions or the weather conditions make it work like that. Similarly, we go a further usage for cycling. Here we have 7-year data and a time series plot to really gather an analysis from a different insight. For example, you can deep dive into different granularity level, moving from years to a single year, to a single month, to a single day. And this all can be done in a very fast and responsive GUI. For the parking infrastructure, this is the live status of what is the condition right now. We can see that at Highgate station, the parking spots for disabled are 3 and all of them are occupied, whereas the other parking spots, there are 20 occupied and 10 are still available. You can have the same data when you switch to the bike view and get the same information for the different bicycle stands in the City of London. At last, we use the Twitter data to generate a sentiment analysis as a user feedback. Here we can see the data generated for 400 tweets. And similarly, even a word cloud can be generated. Again, it will be a dynamic input and it will be a live run. For example, the plot over here is for 400 words and the plot that will be generated now is for 1200. Thank you.